He has opted out of race and he has told his nomination is Miss Kamala Harris, which is scheduled in November. It is going to be Mr. Donald Trump versus Madam Kamala Harris. Mr. Trump were three important things which he was attacking Mr. Joe Biden. Number one, yes, Nancy Pelosi, who's a most influential Democratic Party member, she has backed her. Hi everyone, I am Jebasingh. Yes, in US presidential elections there is a big development. Mr. Joe Biden, the Democratic Party candidate, who is also the president, has opted to come out of race. Means due to his health reasons. Already it was expected only. See, for last few days he was having COVID. Even before that, in the first presidential election debate between Trump and Mr. Biden, yes, his voice also didn't come out. So repeated he was fumbling here and there, even in NATO meeting. Instead of calling Mr. Zelensky, he was referring him as Mr. Putin. Already we saw in a video. Now he has opted out of race and he has told his nomination is Miss Kamala Harris, the Vice President. Just by his nomination alone, it doesn't mean yes, she can become the Democratic Party candidate, because there are more than 3,800 Democratic delegates who are all elected by the primaries. The primaries are the one where Republican Party voters will select their candidate and Democratic Party will select their candidates. So based on their selection, those delegates should also confirm. However, within 36 hours of Ms. Kamala Harris being nominated or backed by Mr. Joe Biden, yes, more than 50% of the delegates of Democratic Party have approved. So now she doesn't have any problem. She is the Democratic Party candidate. Now what is going to happen? In the elections November, which is scheduled in November, it is going to be Mr. Donald Trump versus Madam Kamala Harris. Who's at edge? Who's likely to win? Now if you see, Mr. Trump were three important things which he was attacking Mr. Joe Biden. Number one, his age. Now, Mr. Joe Biden is around 81 years and in fact more than age, he was not that physically, his health was in bad shape. How he can manage America? So that was the stand, but now it is no longer valid because he has opted out and now Ms. Kamala Harris is around 20 years younger than Mr. Trump. So that part is out now. However, the balance two will still remain. What are the other two? One is the immigration. Now, Democratic Party, the present president, yes, he has a good track record in terms of economy and all. He brought the inflation under control and GDP growth was also good, reasonably good, and share markets and all are very, very high. But despite that, one issue which is a problem, or which was a problem because no longer Mr. Biden is a candidate, which was a problem, was the immigration issue. Lot of illegal immigrants during his time, yes, they all crossed the borders. That is, the records are there. Now, you can always say, why Madam Kamala Harris has to be blamed? After all, it was Mr. Joe Biden who was the president. However, Mr. Joe Biden gave that charge of taking care of immigration to his vice president, Ms. Kamala Harris. So it is her failure also. So that Trump campaign now will focus on her failure in immigration. That is also one core issue. The second core issue is the economy. See, basically, Republican Party is telling, if you give opportunity to Democratic Party again, they'll finish USA, both immigration as well as economy. Economy will be in very, very bad shape. Yes, she has to defend her, and most important thing is Mr. Trump has experience. He was already a president of USA, whereas Madam Kamala Harris, she wasn't a governor of any state. Okay, she wasn't a governor, and yeah, of course, she was a vice president in the recent thing, but vice president also initially the way she handled press and all was not in a great manner in 2021. So these are the positive sides for the Trump campaign. On the other hand, how about Madam Kamala Harris? If you see the way she started, a big start she has given. Within 36 hours, yes, Nancy Pelosi, who's a most influential Democratic Party member, she has backed her, and most of the important governors of Democratic Party, they have backed her, and yes, more than 50% within 36 hours, the Democratic Party candidates who are selected by the primaries to vote for the presidential candidate, they approved her, and within a day, $81 million donation came to her campaign. So it's a big, is the highest collection in this election when compared to both the parties. No other, means neither Trump nor Biden could collect $81 million for their campaign in a single day. So she has built the confidence.
Before I was elected as vice president, before I was elected as United States Senator, I was the elected Attorney General, as I've mentioned, of California. And before that, I was a courtroom prosecutor. In those roles, I took on perpetrators of all kinds.
Then, see, the way she dealt, the first press conference, if you would have seen it, she told, see, she started like this. See, you all know that I was a vice president. Before that, I was an attorney. But before that, I was someone else. I was a prosecutor in California. I prosecuted,
predators who abused women, fraudsters who ripped off consumers, cheaters who broke the rules for their own gain. So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type.
Predators who abused women, fraudsters who ripped consumers. I have dealt with Trump types. I already know Trump types. Basically, she started in a very aggressive mode. A lot of applause came from her followers, Democratic Party followers. See, about Mr. Trump, he is very, very aggressive in his campaign. Now, one problem with Mr. Joe Biden was he was not that aggressive. Now has come Madam Kamala Harris, who is going to be aggressive. So the next presidential debate, September 10th of this year, between Madam Kamala Harris and Mr. Trump is going to be on a fire. Again, Madam Kamala Harris may take the upper hand going by today's press conference. So this is one crucial thing. She has given a solid start within a day. Now, what are the issues now? Positives for her. First of all, she is a woman. Now, abortion is one crucial issue. Right to abortion for women. Now, the Republican Party is against it. Mr. Joe Biden was dilly-dallying, this side, that side. Whereas now she can take a solid stand that she is backing abortion, right to abortion for women. So, women across may rally behind Madam Kamala Harris. Second thing, she is a black woman. Now, many states, see, already the swing states only decide. Many states already now itself we can say New York will vote for, New York is a blue state, California is a blue state. Blue state means they will vote for Democratic Party. Alaska, Mississippi, they are all red states. They will definitely vote for the Republican Party because the winner takes all. That is what is the concept in US. So someone who is getting a majority will take over all the seats. So already we have made a video on that. Now, which is going to decide? 6 to 7 swing states, purple states. So in these purple states, there are, see, black majority areas are there. Say Georgia, it is having 33% African Americans. Traditionally, they were dilly-dallying, this side, that side. They used to shift between parties. Now, 2020 election, they were backing Mr. Joe Biden. Now, they are not that satisfied. They are saying that he hasn't done much. Now, in 2024, yes, she herself not a white American according to their term. So, they may all back her. That is one advantage for Madam Kamala Harris. Another thing is the minority vote, you can say. Say the state of Michigan. There are a lot of Arab Americans are there who have the origins in Gulf countries. Now, they were not that happy with Mr. Joe Biden because they were all thinking that Mr. Joe Biden is not strong enough to bring peace and control Mr. Benjamin Netanyahu. So they wouldn't have voted even in the primary elections. More than 1 lakh people opted that they will not vote for neither Trump nor Joe Biden. Okay, they opted for none. So now they all may back Madam Kamala Harris because she was always, as a vice president, she gave very aggressive statements against Mr. Benjamin Netanyahu, his style of handling this Gaza crisis. So that way they may all vote for her. So some swing states, yes, which is going to decide, she is having some advantage. Already, if you see, she is the first woman vice president. She is also the first black vice president. So now that is also there. Suddenly USA may gear up and say, first woman president we are going to elect. That advantage is there. See, if you take the advantage of Mr. Obama, what he did is in swing states, both in 2008 and 2012, black vote, minority vote consolidation. So they were all thinking he is a nice person, a moderate approach. So they all shifted to him. Similarly, she has that advantage now. Another important advantage is, see, Trump, main problem with him is 2020 the election, November 2021, when Mr. Joe Biden was about to assume. Before that, a week before, what he did is, Mr. Trump was a lame duck president at that time. What he did is, he told, no, they all did a fraud and they have taken away our votes by fraudulent means. So he instigated and a lot of people went and attacked his followers. So there is a case against him. So he will attack democracy is one thing, which Mr. Joe Biden was always telling. Now, many who are not neither left like Democratic Party nor right but like Republican Party. Some were centrist people. Now, what they would have thought, no, he will kill democracy. However, now Mr. Joe Biden is aging, he is not able to talk properly. Now, they may all again find a solace or a shift to the centrist votes may also come to Madam Kamala Harris. See, in case of US, Republican Party voters, they are dedicated always, they will vote for Republican Party. Democratic Party voters are there, they will vote for Democratic Party. But who is deciding the election? These neutral people. So, these neutral people, which especially in the swing states, now they may vote for Madam Kamala Harris. Even though now the opinion polls, as of now, still Mr. Trump at least 1% edge over Madam Kamala Harris. Now, another 100 days there. So, in my view, as of now, I feel even though the opinion polls 1% she is lagging, still in my opinion, yes, there are very, very high chances Madam Kamala Harris will be the next US president as of now. Anyway, within a month, we will get much clearer picture and we'll go for another video on a clear prediction on who's going to be the next president of USA. So, according to you, who's going to be the next president? Please leave it in the comment. I'll also see. And any doubt also, please leave it in the comment. I'll try to clarify. Keep seeing this channel. We'll meet in the next video. Thank you.